Good afternoon, everyone. I'm James Crummell. We begin with news that might not be so shocking, but it is certainly sad for multi-generational mid-state steelworker families. Now official, the mill in Steelton will close. And when will that happen and what might be next? Seth Kaplan is here now with those answers. Good afternoon to you, Seth.
Good afternoon to you, James. Yeah, the shock was early this year when Cleveland-Cliffs first announced steelmaking would stop at the plant. Since then, a slow drip of further bad news. Steelworkers hoped another company would buy the plant as is, and as had happened a half dozen other times over the years, that didn't happen. Important symbolism when the company's sign came down in September. We were there for that. The plant employed 500 people and had been in operation more than 160 years. Well, now this letter from Cleveland-Cliffs to local union leaders confirming the plant will indeed switch from indefinite idle to permanently closed. That status effective January 13th, so about 3 months from now. Workers went home for the last time in late June. The company again cited in its letter yesterday what it called weak demand and insufficient pricing for the railroad steel produced at the plant. Although experts have told us it's difficult to imagine President Trump's tariffs didn't play a role too. Local union president LaRue Hess is still holding out hope for a better final outcome, saying in a statement in part, once again, the mill can be a benefit to the community, the state, and the United States by producing domestic steel from right here in Steelton, PA. The plans that we have laid out are still viable. The future of this mill is not determined, and I still see an ending that is good for all those involved. With the closure, Hess said another company could still decide to resume steel making, although harder to say whether jobs would be union or non-union. James, we have reached out to the company for their perspective. The company stopped answering our questions months ago.
Yeah, you know, we said that this was not, a shock and people expected that this was going to happen, but it's another thing to actually see it in writing that it is switching from that, idle to permanently closed.
Exactly, and it's not a distinction without a difference because again, certain things happen once they announce that it's indeed closed in terms of the status of workers. If another company were to come in, there were other plants, one in Conshohocken, for example, that had been permanently closed months ago. So there was kind of a sliver of hope that maybe that wouldn't happen here. That's gone in terms of the status actually changing, but again, not yet final what actually will help it happen at the property, and USW hopes it'll still be steelmaking.
Yeah, all right. Thank you very much, Seth Kaplan, bringing us up to date on this story. Really appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Eric Finkenbinder from ABC 27. We're excited to announce the new ABC 27 News Plus app. Live stream newscasts or watch content on demand. This is different than the ABC 27 app on your smartphone. You can check this out at home, and it's very easy to use. With a Fire Stick, go to the home page, scroll down to search. From there, enter ABC 27. Move over to the apps, and there we are. Click the icon and install. It's just that easy.